welcome back. We're very close to having this drawing completed now. There's only two more items to do. There's a long stone bench that goes, that runs along this wall, and you use the wall as you kind of, you can lean against the wall. And then there's two roof areas. There's a square roof over this area and a large rectangular roof over this area. So this is, firstly we'll do the bench, and this is, if you refer to sheet BP2D09, you follow this sheet with the video. Okay, so we'll set the current layer differently. So we're on 2D door swing at the moment. We want to change it to 2D seat travertine. Okay, and then we'll get a bit closer in on this long wall. So we'll start with getting the large shape. This is the kind of the bit you'd sit on. So we're offsetting, and the first distance is 300 millimeters. Take this wall, take this line, go downwards and click again. Return twice. Change the offset distance to 550. Take the newest line down again. Okay, now we could offset this small line inwards, or we could draw a fresh one. Probably go with the fresh line actually. So it's a line, use your object snaps, go from endpoint to endpoint and return. Okay, the end of the bench isn't in line with the end of the wall. It's another 300 millimeters this way. So we'll offset, so O, return, 300, return. Take this line, take it this way, escape, and then fill it on this side, and delete the original line. Now we could have done that by stretching using the grips. We could have reduced the length of these by 300 millimeters and then drew a line across. You know, there's so many ways of achieving the same end result. Okay, the overall length of the seat is 12,900 millimeters long. So O, return, 12900. Take the newest line there to the right and click again. Okay, the end of the line will be a bit further away. We need to zoom out a bit so we can see it. Okay, escape to get out of the offset command, and then fill it again to tidy up. Return, pick, pick. Okay, these two lines are on the wrong layer, so we want to pick these two pink lines and change them to 2D seat travertine, and escape. Okay, so that's the overall shape of the bench. We now we'll indicate the small piers. They're like a very small stubby column, and these are underneath the seat. These are blocks of stone that the seat it bears upon. Okay, so bring these three sides in by 100 millimeters. So O, return, 100, return. Take this line down, this line to the right, and this line up. Okay, before you go any further, well, actually you do the final offset as well. So the width of the stone block is 500 millimeters. So return twice, offset by 500, return, take this line to the right and click again. Escape to finish, and then fillet, our old friend, is ideal for this situation. You just return in between each fillet. Okay, so that's one block at one end. What we'll do is we'll mirror this block to the other end, and this will help us establish the blocks in between. So we want to mirror, so it's MI, return, pick the four lines, and return. And we're looking for the middle to middle, or middle to perpendicular. So the mirror line is in the middle of the big rectangle. So midpoint to midpoint. Return to finish. And because that was very accurate, midpoint to midpoint, it was exactly in line. Putting ortho on might have been a safer option there. Okay, now draw a line that goes from the middle of this block to the middle of this one. So it's L, return, midpoint to midpoint, and return. Now there's 8 blocks in total. That means there'll be 7 gaps. Okay, so we want to find the sevenths of this line. So we divide the line. This doesn't break the line into bits, it just marks the divisions with what's called a node. So the command is div return, pick the line, and then in the command prompt it's asking me how many divisions do I want, how many segments. I want 7. Now it's made a mark on these, but I can't see them. They're so small. Okay, if I just pretend to delete them, you can see there's a little item here. So what we do is, to make them visible, we make a couple of settings changes. Okay, we've got PD mode, PD MODE, and return. And if you use a value of 66 for that, you'll get a square and a cross on each node. Now, if you want bigger nodes, if you want to change the size of them, use PD size. Okay, so if they appear and they're still very small, you can use PD size, and there's no size set at the moment. It's kind of relative to the screen height. Okay, but if I want a specific size, I can type it in. So if I want, say, 150 millimeters, then they're getting bigger. Okay, now check your object snaps and make sure node is available, because we'll need it for the next command. So right click your object snaps and activate node if it's not already available. Okay, so we're copying now, CP return. The last thing we selected was the line to divide it, so we need to pick these 4 bits of line. Okay, I'm going to start a selection window out here. Okay, always check the number of objects. It's 4 found. Okay, press enter because we don't select anything else. The base point for the copy is either the midpoint here or the end of this long line. That's why it's showing an end point here. And the destination is node, 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 node. And remember, there's still 2 more to do. Node, node. Return to finish. Okay, the line once deleted, and also the nodes. I'll just show you a quick way of selecting something through a drawing. Use the command called SSX. Return. Pick one of the nodes, and so the SSX is going to look through the drawing to look for points that are on layer 2D seat travertine. Okay, if I press enter, it's found 6. Even though I can't see 6, it's found them. Okay, and then you use whatever command you're wanting to use. So to delete them, you use the erase command. So that would be E return, and then P to bring back the selection from the clipboard. So it's E return, P return, return again to finish the command. And they disappear. So all 6 have gone, even though I couldn't see them. Good. So that's the seat completed. You're now onto sheet BP 2D10. We'll put in the final roof shapes, and we'll start with the square one. Okay, over here, the square one's probably a bit easier to establish. Okay, so the roof is back from the plinth by 150 millimeters. Okay, so we'll bring the plinth in on 3 sides by 150. So offset, so it's O return, 150 return. Pick this line, come in, this line, come in, this line, come in. Escape. Let's put them onto the correct layer straight away. So take the 3 newest lines, and we want to put these onto 2D roof soffit. Okay, soffit means the underside. Okay, press escape. So that layer's already got a line type associated to it, dash dot. Let's tidy up the corners. So use a fillet command to tidy up the corners, and this is important because we want to take an offset size from the drawing. Return again and fillet. Okay, so to have a square roof, I need to offset this line by its own length. Okay, so O, return, and we take the length of the offset from the drawing. So it's endpoint to endpoint. Take this line, go down and click again. And it's just out of sight, there it is. Escape to finish offset, and then fillet, so F, return, and we just join these lines together and we've got a square shape now. Okay, so we'll do the other roof in a sort of a similar way. The distance from the plinth again is 150, so we'll do those first. So O, return, 150, return. Take these lines in. Okay, now the distance from this plinth line is much further. Okay, it's 4850. So escape, return to bring back the offset command, change the distance to 4850 and return. So the line should end up on above this line. Okay, now that's not ideal, having a line on top of a line. Okay, but we will accept it in this instance because this is kind of above our view, above our heads. Okay, and then the distance from here to the other end of the roof is a big number. It's 21,290. So return twice, offset by 21290, return, take this line to the left and click again. Return to finish. Put these 4 new lines onto the correct layer. So it's 2D roof soffit, escape, and then we'll join these together. So we're filleting, so it's F, return, pick, pick, return, pick, pick, return, pick, pick, and the final one, and that's got our 2 roof shapes. So that is the plan basically finished. We'll next be moving on to the setting this up on a drawing sheet. So thanks for your attention.